Hello everyone, on this episode we'll talk about the suspension and steering of the kart cross. So let's start with the front A arms. We started by doing the bronze bushings, and after this we cut the tube to do the arms. The material chosen was around 22mm tube with 2mm thickness. After cutting everything we welded the parts together with a TIG welder, and this is the final result. To keep the costs low, we used second-hand shock absorbers from an ATV. We added these reinforcements as a support for the shock absorbers. The uprights are also from an ATV, as they are very light and easy to install. This is the final result for the front suspension. So let's take a look at the steering now. The steering rack is also from an old car and it was very cheap, but to install it we had to do some modifications. For example, we had to do these two sprockets to reduce the angle between the steering wheel and the steering rack. The U-joints are easy to find since they are in every steering column. Here you can see the support for the steering wheel from the steering wheel side and also the chassis side. That will act as a bearing. Here you can see the front suspension and steering completed. After that we only added these two reinforcements. Let's take a look at the rear axle now. We started by doing this metal box that will work as a support for the suspension and also for the axle. It's built from 3mm steel, and here we can see the bearings that we attached to them. After welding everything together, we machined this part where both shafts will be attached. Here we added the support for the suspension arms. The arms itself were built from the same material as the front ones, and instead of using bronze bushings, we used rod ends. This will allow us to adjust the suspension better. The rear shock absorbers, uprights and drive shafts are also from a second-hand car. To attach the rear axle to the chassis, we had to build this part. It's also made from the same material as the chassis and will be welded together. After all that, we finally put all the parts together to see if everything was fitting as we planned. We added these reinforcements to support the rear shock absorbers and drilled multiple holes to be possible to adjust the angle. To support the upper side of the shock absorbers, we welded these steel tubes with the same material as the roll bar. Here we can see the final result. So finally we have a rolling chassis ready to receive the powertrain. On the next video I'll show you all the powertrain parts. Subscribe to the channel and let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions. Thank you for watching.